Is there something else?
I find you interesting.
You mean...
Interesting. I'm beautiful, sure. Not in that ornamental kind of way. It's the interesting part that's got me wondering.
Wondering what?
How long after I give you my number will it take you to decide that I'm just as interesting and give me a call?
27 minutes.
That long?
First I have to pretend to cancel my date, and then I have to feed my cat.
That's 6.
The rest is me playing hard to get.
Welcome back to Gingerflix. I'm Joey.
And I'm Josh.
And it is now officially our 102nd episode. So we're rolling on. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep moving. And we actually brought somebody back from back in the day. What I like to call a Gingerflix all-star. Jesus. From the Convoluted Podcast. Jesus, how have you been? Happy New Year. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me back. I thought I was barred from any Canadian shows for a while.
Hey, your stance, your anti-Canadian views, we're going to have to talk about that.
Hey, that's my co-host, okay?
He's anti-ginger.
That's my co-host.
Again, all right?
Anti-ginger views.
There's a lot of anti-gingerism going around right now, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. A lot of ginger hate, especially after Kiss a Ginger Day, which was yesterday. That's right, friends. International Kiss a Ginger Day. We are recording this on the Thursday, and the Wednesday, which was yesterday of our recording, was International Kiss a Ginger Day. Did you kiss a ginger? Anybody? And yourself does count, Josh. You know, this is an audio medium. You're supposed to speak.
I didn't even know.
There's like a soundboard going on. What is going on?
I got a soundboard. I'm gonna be messing around.
I know. I was like, when you said like ginger hate,
where is
he's
this
like,
coming from?
It's new Zoom features. I was like, what the hell?
This is exciting. This is what happens when we have a fun guest like Jesus. He brings something to the show. He really does.
I don't know.
Are you out of your mind?
That too.
He brings us sound bites from like 1950s, 1920s, like mystery radio shows.
He has a whole Foley team in his basement.
And then the killer walked in the room.
And don't forget
a gunshot.
There you go.
That's the one. That's it.
All right.
It turns out.
Real quick, what have you been up to? How has the new year been treating you so far?
As of recently, we finished the end of last year. We finished with our 100th episode.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Gross.
We're this year, 2022, we're going to be kicking off our 5th year of the Convoluted Podcast.
That's right. You've been going on for some time.
5 years. And it's going to be the 3rd year for Reaction Cast. So
nice, man.
That's right. Congratulations. You are one of the podcast pros out there in a sea of podcasts. And friends, I do recommend, just like us, we are out there in a sea, and sometimes it feels like, you know, we may be putting these out for ourselves, but hopefully somebody's listening.
There's always someone. You know what? Here's how I always put it. You make something for yourself, and at least 1 or 2 people out there will find it. You know what? I like that. I'll come again.
Hey, that's how we ended up linking up, right?
Exactly.
You found something that we put out there, and we have been online friends since. But it's kind of cool to have it. I've noticed that, you know, we do get a decent number of listens, especially with certain episodes. Some episodes nobody could seem to care anything about, aside from like 4 family members.
Yeah, when it comes to when it comes to like films and stuff like that, yeah, it is kind of very picky. I can say by number wise.
The other thing too I've found in comparison, like from the last show I was doing with Dwayne and Tash and Manny, is because this show has a streamlined subject matter, that it does sort of direct more people towards you.
Mm-hmm.
A show like the last, like No One or Monologue, was a lot harder to sort of pitch to people and explain.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But anyways, moving on from that, let's get into today's episode. What we watched. We watched a new movie, I guess, that came out on Netflix.
Wait,
right,
what?
Josh? Was this a new one?
Wait, what?
Well, no, this movie came out in the summer, but I think it's when we were in lockdown. So we couldn't see it.
So our world is new.
Yeah, because it just got released.
I don't know. Did we watch the same film? I'm not sure if I'm that.
Yes, the Protégé.
Yeah, the one with. Okay, good. I did not watch it on that. I did not watch that on Netflix.
Well, for us, it's on Netflix.
Did.
Oh, yeah. Damn, I should have got my brother's VPN.
The other thing too is that, was this out there for you on in theaters last summer?
No, it actually. Here's a quick note before we get into the film. This film wasn't very marketable. I did not see any promotion for this film whatsoever.
Oh, I remember seeing.
Well, as we get into it,
I
don't think there was a reason to market it in the first place.
We'll get into we'll get into that too. But yeah, it's like when I got told like, oh, this is a new film I've never heard of, and then I looked it up.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, we'll get deeper into this. There's a lot.
I don't know, man. I liked it. Like, I don't think it's not groundbreaking. It's not. I don't know. There was like a lot of things I did like about it, especially the fact that you had, Michael Keaton kicking ass. Yeah. For me, he had the best scene.
That's about it. For me.
So no, I thought she was good too.
That's again.
Okay,
I don't know what it is about Maggie Q, but I don't get.
I liked her. I really liked her in this one.
She just did not seem interesting to me. I was like, this could be anybody on screen.
Okay, so
anybody could be doing this character.
You know what? True. I gotta go with you on that. That is for sure.
All right.
I think the thing is, it's like she just randomly shows up in things, because wasn't she in Fantasy Island as well?
Yeah, again.
And I was like, where? But the only thing I could think of her besides these two movies was that ping pong movie, Balls of Fury.
Yeah.
From like 2006 or 7.
I'm looking at
that's
her
it.
Kind of, yeah. So yeah, for anyone listening and doesn't know what the heck we're talking about, we're talking about the 2021 film, The Protégé.
I mentioned it.
Yeah.
Damn.
But they don't even know the concept of the film.
Was there a concept? Let's be honest with this thing.
Okay,
holy crap!
It's your standard assassin raises kid to be another assassin. Assassin father figure dies. Assassin student avenges father figure, and stuff happens. Action. Yeah, I explained the entire film right there.
That's pretty much it. Okay, but here's the thing. So I watched this movie like 1.5 times because I watched it a few. I think last week I put it on, watched it, and I fell asleep for a bit of it. I was just really tired. So then I rewatched the beginning.
I fell asleep and I wasn't very tired. This movie is so it is not memorable in any way.
So here's the thing.
I'm coming out.
I agree.
Here's the
thing.
Ahead, this is what I want to know. So just like Jesus said, the premise is like the old assassin, that being Samuel Jackson, he dies. And the next scene, so like then they're attacking Maggie Q, and she manages to kill the other people there. The thing that confused me is the next scene we see of her is she's researching killing from like 30 years ago. And I was like, how did we get there? It made no sense why she thought to look up these articles from 30 years ago. I was like, how did you even know? It's just like because we see her leave, you know, she talks to Michael Keaton in the bookstore, she goes to like wherever, and then all of a sudden she's back and everyone's dead. And she thinks to look at these articles and go to Vietnam. I was like, wait, what did I miss?
This movie is a poorly connected sequence of just action scenes.
Yeah, I gotta say,
it's just like, one after another, and they're strung together with the thinnest of thread, and it's not even good thread. Like I was like, it got to the point where I couldn't care anymore. Like to the scene where she's in that meeting with that old dude. I don't know his name or whatever. And he's got like his head of security there. And next thing you know, the head of security just kills the old dude. It's like, wait, why did that happen?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why was that guy just shot? I have no idea what is going on.
And then she manages to, when she finally escapes, you know, they pretend to hang her. Or not pretend, but they try to hang her. But it's like you clearly knew they weren't trying to kill her, right? Yeah. Like it wasn't like they're hanging her to kill her. It was like just another torture, sort of. You know, she got like waterboarded.
Yeah, but we seen Margot Robbie get out of attempting to be hung. That's what I mean. It's like 6 months ago.
No, that's what I mean. It's like so they attempt to hang her, but then she kills those guys.
Right.
Her escaping
was super easy.
I was like, how did you get out of there? And what happened to the head of the security?
Wait,
that guy? Who killed him?
Are we talking about the torture sequence or are we talking about the escape from the building?
Both.
Okay, so the building was
so after the torture sequence, you know, Michael Keaton comes in and gives her soup or whatever. And then she gets tortured some more and then escapes.
I'm looking at the cast at the moment. I'm trying to see the actor or the
I also don't remember anyone's name. I'm going to be honest.
No.
I don't remember.
Oh God, no.
I only remember Samuel L. Jackson's character just because they called him Moody. That's
right.
it.
I know Moody and I knew the one guy is called Hayes.
I didn't know.
Because his son was Hayes.
I didn't know her name was Anna until 45 minutes into the movie.
Same. I did not know her name either. It's
no
later.
idea.
Right.
Not a inkling. Nobody used her name for like 45 minutes of the movie.
I think they did in the beginning when they introduced her like friend character, like her coworker or whatever. And that was just a brief.
I didn't clock it. Clock it. I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
And there was way too much like just pre-story. I'm sorry, but why not? Okay, give us the cold open, fine, but why not pick it up where, you know, I don't know, it felt like there was too much at the top end of it for me. I would have wanted them to get into her having to search out Sam Jackson's killer way earlier in the movie.
Well, here's a question.
Like, we're
for
like
you,
20
actually.
minutes in, and like and like it just for me it had too slow of a beginning, and that's why I struggled to keep with this movie.
See, I didn't think the beginning was actually that slow. To be honest, I thought the beginning was okay.
Felt, honestly, for me, it just felt like it was like, okay, why do I like? They're like, cool. She's got a bookstore, but it's just. It's all these nonchalant, like not even. It's just sort of. I don't know. It just doesn't. It didn't work for me at the top end. It really didn't.
I don't know. For me, I can see your point, but because since we get a little bit of like how she was found, we don't really get like her character. We don't even get like a little montage of her growing up as an assassin or anything. We just get
I would have liked that.
It would have been nice, but we just get them doing like this just one killing where they kill like a crime boss or something, and then it just like it jumps into her normal life. So and even that sequence of them, they're like our first look into them as assassins. It's like very nonchalant too. It's not, it doesn't get as action packed. It get that small sequence where she just kills those 3 guys and like that. And then she kind of just plays it off when she's getting shot. And there's like really no tension there. Like, okay.
No, none. It's like
the best.
Okay.
There's like the film has a tension issue, I feel, because the only tension I ever felt in this film is the sexual tension you got like later with Michael Keaton character and Megan Q's character, and that was the only thing I like. Oh,
you felt that that was
the only
know.
That was the only good tension.
I honestly don't.
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think I like Maggie Q as a performer.
Really,
I don't think I like her. I like. She is very generic, and I don't see much coming out of it. Like, I've only ever seen her give 2-tone performances. The best performance I've ever seen Maggie Q give is honestly in Balls of Fury.
I think I've only seen
she gave more. Everything else she's played has been these 2-dimensional characters.
See, I gotta say, I think it was like I don't know. I think the difference is. Like, I get what you're saying, because it's true. She didn't have a huge range in this movie. Her emotion the whole time was just kind of smart ass, like the whole time.
At best.
Yeah.
At best.
You know, but I will say Michael Keaton was awesome in this movie.
Yeah.
Like, this is a movie that literally I'm pretty sure he read. He's like, yeah, I'll do it. Like,
but this is what I'm saying.
They're like, no, but hold on. Like, I think the thing is,
she's going up against, or she's being paired up with arguably 2 juggernauts. When you really think about it, at least with their careers and the performances they put out, she flounders. She flounders on screen. Like, her presence, she's supposed to be our lead. We're supposed to follow her story, right?
That's true.
She's not compelling enough. The character is either not compelling or she's not compelling enough for us to really, for me anyways, to really care about what's being portrayed to us on screen.
I think that's what it is like, I actually cared about the other people. Like, skipping way ahead to the very, very end.
People are not the lead of this movie.
No, I actually thought her and Michael Keaton were going to end up together.
Yeah,
because the last scene is he shows up and she says again, you only get lucky once or whatever in Vietnam or whatever it is, and then she kills him. And I was like, wait a second, like, you've seen throughout the movie that he is too good. He sees, like, she's only gotten away by chance every single time. Like, especially that last shootout in the mansion, he got her in the back and she still managed to get away. I don't remember how. Like, there was the explosion, whatever. She snuck away.
She just walked out the front door.
No. I
swear to God, the security in that mansion is about as good as the security in that Christmas Prince movie we watched.
No, but I mean,
it is terrible.
No, but
one second. If my employer dies in a fire explosion, I'm not gonna get a paycheck. I'm leaving. Like, that's that.
No, but like she's already escaped. But she's already escaped. I'm talking about the mansion explodes, and then she's gone. Right, like. He's looking around for, like, she managed to escape then. But the point is, he did find her anyway.
Also, she got shot in the middle of the streets for being like this assassin, like top assassin.
Yeah.
That was one of the few moments where I was like, why the hell did she get shot? Because you would think an assassin would always just, since they always have to kind of watch their backs no matter where they're at, that she would at least have like a notion to have this self-awareness around you. And then when that one goon, like the second to the other guy, just comes up and boom. Like,
well, here's the thing. So I was thinking about this part as well. So before that, who attacks Michael Keaton? Like, who set that up? Was that the guy, like the security guy? I was like, who are these people? Why are they attacking him? Did they attack him because they thought he was gonna side with Maggie Q? Was that the whole reason?
I think it was just a little like a sibling rivalry with because they called him like the golden boy and everything. And
but who?
So they work for the same dude. It's kind of it's like a quick one-liner.
Apparently, honestly, what it was like Michael Keaton's character was the favorite out of the crew, and they didn't like it. It's basically it was. It's basic
because I didn't get
like
that at all.
Again, the movie does not do a good job.
So, but here's the thing:
letting us know about what's going on, like. Here's the thing. The extensive plot holes in this movie make it so hard to follow to a point where I'm like, why am I still watching this?
But here's the thing. So I didn't mind. I was like, I don't care. Just give me a scene where Michael Keaton is kicking ass, and we got it. And I was fine. I was fine with that. But when he leaves,
I'll just watch Batman. It's much more enjoyable.
No, but I want to see, honestly, bring Michael Keaton into John Wick. Make him another character like a retired assassin, a friend of John Wick. Like, I would be so down. Anyway, but the thing is, he leaves the kitchen after he kills those guys, and the same goon that ends up shooting Maggie Q is following, like, sees him, and you see he puts the gun down next to the seat, and it was kind of one of those shots that I thought he was going to put the gun down, look ahead, and then look back, and the gun was going to be gone. Right. And Michael Keaton was going to be in the car and like shoot him or something. Like that's the way it was kind of set up. Or Maggie Q was going to be in the car. Someone was going to be in the car because of the way like they framed it on the gun. I was like, why? But then he randomly shoots Maggie Q. Isn't that after she sleeps with Michael Keaton? Right? Yeah, it is. She sleeps with Michael Keaton. They have that fight in the hotel room, which again was fine. But it's funny, is like part of me when I'm watching it, like I loved like I said, Michael Keaton was he was my favorite part of the movie. But sometimes when he was fighting, I was like, how much of this is a stunt double?
Most of it.
And how much of it is Keaton? Because there was a couple points where
most of it is a double.
It's a full shot of him, and you see Keaton swing. But it was a slow punch. I was like, no.
You can, if you really, if you look at it, if you watch it, you can see the cuts. You can see the cuts.
I was like, he's 70. Like, I get it.
Is a stunt double. I mean,
he's 70.
You know, like, kudos to like Willem Dafoe for doing the action sequences in No Way Home, but I think Willem Dafoe might be a tad younger, or they're close in age.
But also same
but
thing.
But not by much.
No, but guaranteed that he got a stunt double too.
He said he only agreed to do it if he got to do most of his stunts.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Willem Dafoe came out publicly and said, I only agreed to do this if they let me do my stunts. But I would also argue between the two of them, Willem Dafoe seems more like the type of guy who, hits the gym a lot more regularly. Not to say that Michael Keaton's not healthy, but it just seems like he might be more
in pretty good shape though.
For a 70-year-old
for 70
man,
too.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of men. Yeah. There are a lot of men who can be considered in good shape for 70 and still may not be in the best of shape. Is what I'm trying to say here. I mean, Willem Dafoe just seems like a guy who, puts in that hard work at the gym. Michael Keaton probably just eats right and does maybe goes running every once in a while. Right? I mean, either way, they're both living their healthiest lifestyles, and power to them.
Yeah.
But I like at the end of the day, though, like this.
Yo, I'm just looking it up. And Michael Keaton. It says Michael Keaton says he's never played a role like the one in the new action film, The Protégé. He talks about doing his own stunts.
He did a handful of them.
Yeah.
I'm sure
it's not that he did.
Was it him getting thrown?
No.
Like,
oh God, no. No.
I want to know.
I don't know.
I don't know. It didn't even look like him.
No, like that, like the scene with the glass sequence.
The guy getting thrown had my hairline, for God's sakes.
He was actually Ginger.
Guy was flying across the room with Jesus's long, luxurious hair, not Michael Keaton's hair. You know, and the same color and thickness too. Trust me, that was a different guy. But like, I don't know. Like, okay, so the other thing that this movie does is it doesn't have any stakes. There really are no stakes in this thing.
Yeah,
I don't see I don't think at any point did I think Maggie Q was in trouble, even before Sam Jackson comes back.
Yeah.
Because surprise, surprise, he's not actually dead. Yeah. I mean, why not actually kill him for, you know, the sake of story and actually give her a reason to continue on this quest? She's good enough to not need Sam Jackson.
I don't know. We need those dollar signs. We need his face more often because you don't get him that much. For as much as we do get him, he does some wonderful like when he's on screen, again, he really takes it.
But this is what I mean though. Maggie Q, I don't know. Compared to her two major co-stars, because those are two really big names, and compared to her, like she can't keep up. She cannot keep up because she only has two notes. And it was boring that we followed her through most of the movie. I mean, I've really just seen her be more of a supporting character more than anything else. Right?
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. So yeah, I see your point because you're right. Like for our main, like for the most part, it's just three main actors we're watching on the film, and Samuel L. Jackson. For what little we get him from his beginning, like origin, and then his death, we don't get it. We only get him in the beginning and at the end of the film. That's kind of really it. Mm-hmm. And he kind of when he's on screen, he takes the entire. He takes focus a lot. When Michael Keaton's on screen, you kind of just are eyes on him at all times, and oh yeah. Yeah, but yeah, with Maggie Q, for being our main, you're right. It just didn't feel she stole like any scene she was in. She was just kind of
she didn't command the audience. She didn't command the scene, and it's just granted. You don't want to have someone overpowering the other. You want it to be much more of an equal exchange between your two performers, so that way both performers can strive and succeed.
Well, I think the problem is, I don't know. See, I didn't find any problem with her acting, to be honest. Like I thought she played that. I feel like that's how her character was just this kind of cold. You know, because there's a moment, like, for example, at the very beginning when she gives Samuel Jackson his birthday present and he's, you know, so excited. Oh my God, is this, I forget what the type of guitar it was, but he's so excited about it. And
it was, it was a guitar played by his specific favorite artist or something like that.
Yeah, it was like his favorite artist, but at first he thought it was like just this type of guitar, and then it was like the actual guitar. But the point is, she was just kind of like sitting back, and I thought she was very reserved, but like you could tell she cared about him, and I felt like that's how that character would be. Like she didn't have to be like, "Oh, I'm so glad you like it." Like she was just like, "Yeah, no, this is the exact one." Like I don't know, there were certain moments that I really enjoyed. Her first interaction with Michael Keaton when they're kind of flirting, but not. But I don't know. I liked how they played off each other. Actually, no, I think it was more in the moments where she gets shot at the very end when she has more of a despair, where she either wants to die or doesn't want to die, or there was no. I guess that will go with stakes because. There were moments where you could tell she was having fun alongside these guys, and then moments where it's like she couldn't convey the heavy emotion.
But that's what I mean. I mean, it's not just it's not about like, you know, oh, I'm so happy that you like the gift or something stupid like that. It's more so when we needed her to emote, she couldn't do it, or she just did it, right?
Exactly.
And that's
and she was the focus. When she was the focus, she never took control. She
disappeared into the background.
Yeah, she wasn't. Yeah, she was. And
but I feel like, especially Michael Keaton. I mean, Samuel Jackson, sometimes it's hard to act alongside him because of the way they write his characters. He is very bombastic, very over the top. You know, you look at a scene like in Pulp Fiction, right? Where he's giving the biblical verse and he's so like menacing. It's hard to act against that. So you let him drive. So it's hard to go up to his level. But when you have someone like Michael Keaton who plays the straight man, he's not reserved, but I feel like he gives a lot as an actor for his scene partner to play off. That's what I
mean, though. Like I understood the father-daughter relationship between Sam Jackson and Maggie Q, and that works. Those are, in all honesty, her better scenes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
And she has okay scenes with Michael Keaton, but it just seems like that he sort of takes center stage, and she cannot bring herself up to his level.
Yeah, and he's really trying,
and he's trying to bring her in, right? I mean,
yeah.
And he does a good job, and he does relay, or at least serve quite a lot to her, but I don't think she is at his level. Again, I don't think we've ever seen her have, like, out of her body of work, what has she done other than just like generic action movie person?
Let's see here. Looking at her,
I feel like she was on a TV show, wasn't she?
She was in Divergent, Fantasy Island, Balls of Fury. What else has she been in? Television series, animated series.
Oh.
She was the voice of Wonder Woman in Young Justice.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love Young Justice. At least I did. Last couple seasons have been but
yeah, looking some of the lists here, I'm like, honestly, when I saw her this was like the first time, like, who is this actress? And like, for the most part, if this was her first film, in my opinion, I would like, oh, I like her. But knowing she has a little bit of larger catalog, I'm like wondering what was up. This film is a pretty simple, generic action flick. Like,
exactly, right? It's very cookie cutter, and it's not really original.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. I think what makes
it very forgettable.
Yeah, I think the thing is like, if you had unknowns, you'd be like, what is this? But the fact that you have some big names, you know, including Robert Patrick, I thought he was going to do more in it too. You know, he's fun to watch. Love that guy. You know, here's the question. So,
here it comes.
Okay,
so
go for it.
The whole reason that Samuel Jackson they attempted to kill him was from an assassination attempt he did 30 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, the premise of the entire film.
Sure.
Basically, and I'm like,
but what happened there? Because he never actually killed the person so the guy that hired him. Hold on.
Okay,
exactly.
This is what I thought. This is what I thought what happened. Like, when they were explaining the end thing, I thought what happened was, when they were explaining the thing, like, I hired you, Moody. I hired you to kill me so I could hide. And that's what I thought. And
that's what it was.
It was that.
Was it though?
But
I don't think it was. I thought
no. So here's the thing.
Okay.
He says, "I hired you to kill me, but it wasn't actually me. You killed someone else in the car or whatever."
Okay.
And Moody says, "Well, who was that?" And he says, "Oh, that person is of no consequence, of no importance." And he's like, "You people always say that." So what I don't understand though is why did they try and kill Samuel Jackson in the first place? If he just did the job that he hired him to do, but he hired him to kill him, but faking his death, killing someone else.
Josh, I'm going to steal something from Screen Rant's pitch meeting.
So the movie
can happen. Those exact words, dude. Like, and I'm finding with the more movies we watch, there are way too many of this situation where it's something completely inexplicable and this massive plot hole. And the only reason why it even exists in the world of the film is so the story can progress. And it's so shoehorned in.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
so
the writers of this thing did not take the time to give us a real reason as to why they killed Sam Jackson in the first place.
Yeah, so I never got that.
How about you just kill Sam Jackson and then make it be that Maggie Q is now trying to figure out who and why Sam Jackson was killed. And then you start digging up parts of his past, parts of jobs that he did prior to that caused this retribution to happen 30 years later.
And that's why I just don't understand.
I just don't understand why it happened.
This movie is, and Jesus and I have said this, and you agree with us to an extent, is that it's a cookie cutter version of something we've seen before, done 1,000 times better.
No, literally, I've said that. No, I thought the same thing watching it. The thing is that you had these good actors in it. That's the only difference, right? Is like if you put no names in there, you wouldn't remember anything because you wouldn't even know.
We've had this movie done with good actors in the past too.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I mean, this is.
I agree. Here's another question.
It's a weak script, and I don't care who you are.
Here's a question though. Was that her at the beginning of the movie as the kid?
Yes.
Or was that Lucas Hayes boy?
No, it was a kid. It was her. Yeah.
It was her though, even though she had like a shaved head.
Yeah, she at the end. Do you remember the flashback at the end where she's cutting her own hair when they do that weird little sequence where it's like, this is how she murdered everyone and how she's a stone cold killer, even when she's like 8. Then she like for some reason then she's like cut her hair. I'm like, okay.
Well, that's what you do when you kill people for the first time. You get a haircut.
Okay, I gotta remember that. I'll remember that when it happens.
Right. You know what? I forgot about that because I was rewatching it and I didn't get to that part. And I remember that. So, but who were those people? They like kidnapped her.
They're just because it's something. They were just villains. They were just random villains that they were explaining like Vietnam is really bad and
right. So same thing though. They did that thing
it was her
in
uncles.
Movies, but
they weren't villains. They were her uncles.
Sure.
No, so
her entire family in cold blood. Just so she could live with Sam Jackson.
If that's true, that implied sequence towards the end, I was like, whoa, that's pretty messed up.
That's a better movie.
But so they did that thing.
I won't deny that.
But they did that thing again in the movie, like I was saying earlier about they show the shot of the guy putting the gun on the table. He leaves. She takes the gun. Like, you know it's gonna happen. And then that's when she kills him and all that stuff. Here's another thing. How come they did this, I think, at least 3 times in the movie, where Michael Keaton calls Maggie Q, she calls him, and they do the whole, okay, so how do you like this? What happened to your hand? You're here, like she, and she was in the room with them. Or how did you like that orphanage? How did you know? Like, you're following me. Like, they do it at least 3 times where they call the person,
you know what?
the other person on the line is right there somewhere.
You know what that is?
In the surrounding area.
Yeah, all it is, just simple storytelling.
You're gonna get us sued, man.
Actually, that's pretty used. Actually, you'll be surprised what you can use. Actually,
you can use, I think, less than 15 seconds.
Something like that.
10 seconds. It's 10 seconds.
If anybody's getting us sued, it's me with the clips I put on top of every episode.
Yeah, I'm surprised you guys have been getting away with that. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it's because we literally spit in the face. We're all the movies.
We're waiting for Disney to come after us with all the Disney movies we've done.
You're just gonna, Mickey Mouse is gonna like smash through one of our doors.
Come at me, Mickey. Come at me.
And look at that shit.
Oh my god!
Like I don't know what else to add about this movie. It's a lot of things.
There's a lot.
Like I said, it would have been better if the two of them ended up together. Like no, and I'll tell you why. Like, because the whole time you're kind of like that Michael Keaton is a bad, like one of the bad guys, sort of. Like, as soon as he comes in and he's like, look, what happened with your friend? But he's literally like, what happened with your friend? I didn't do that. I'm the questions guy, whatever he says. I can't remember.
Right.
But he's like the cleaner or something.
He's the cleaner. He needs to make sure that everything's done a certain way or whatever. But it's like, again, you can tell he didn't really care about his boss.
In 1,000 other movies way better. I can't get around the fact, Michael Keaton's performance is great. Sam Jackson's performance is great, but the movie itself is lackluster at best.
Yeah, it's a single character can't carry an entire film, mostly if it's not revolved around them.
Well, it's not even a matter of character. It's a matter of performances. Because at the end of the day, the story just it doesn't exist. Like I said before, it's just a stream. It's just literally a group of action sequences poorly strung together, and they call it a movie.
The one that killed me was, that classic thing where someone is hiding in the vents, and no matter how many thousands of bullets they shoot, they never touch the person.
Where she was like
moving. She was moving so slow in that vent too. Like, I mean,
I kind of want Bruce Willis to come in and be like, "Yo, I've done that before. Let's move on."
Also, like the bullet count, they're just shooting so many bullets. I'm like, hey, that's way too many bullets for that magazine.
Look,
I'm not gonna lie.
Why does nobody? Why?
No, but if they were just like pistols,
nobody have any aim, and yet she gets shot a lot in this movie.
No, but it's not even aim. Like, they are aiming where she is. How she doesn't get hit, I don't know. Because you even see her point of view where she's just slowly kind of walking through and bullets are flying everywhere.
Also, when she kind of finally makes it out and captures like the other second dude and why didn't she just kill that dude? Like, she had him. And she just drops him and gets away. Like, why let such an important like person just like, why? You're an assassin, kill him and leave.
I don't even remember that part.
That was,
lie. And I've watched it twice.
I don't know. There's just there's a lot of things that for plot reasons it just had to happen, but
I don't think that this thing even has a plot. It really doesn't, and watching this movie, it's quite evident that plot was a secondary, maybe even tertiary thought in reality, because it's just the movie gets confusing when it's a basic action movie. It should not be confusing.
Yeah,
like most action movies, you're not going to win an Oscar for making an action movie. This much is true, and it's very rare if it's even happened once. But what I'm trying to say is, at least take the time to give us something of a storyline, right? Like, as far as bad action movies go, this isn't even bad enough to be good.
No, it was.
You know what I mean? It's like there are movies like one of my favorite quote unquote bad brilliant action movies is Commando. Right?
Yeah, that's a classic.
It's not a great movie by any stretch, but Arnold's performance makes
it is.
But exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Arnold's performance takes it to another level with the one-liners. It's a classic just 80s action movie, right?
Yeah.
And nowadays, even these like types of like assassin, everybody wants to be the Bourne series.
Well, I think sometimes
everybody
what's funny
wants
is
to
like
be the Bourne series, and they're just not good enough. I mean, even the James Bond films struggle with, we have to be. They're just so reactive, and they have to be like the Bourne series now. And it's like, why?
Well, did you ever watch? There was this movie that came out in the late 90s. I think it was 98. And I loved this movie. And it's another hitman assassin movie with Mark Wahlberg. And it's called The Big Hit.
That is a good movie.
It is a B movie. It's like Mark Wahlberg and Lou Diamond Phillips and I think Bokeem Woodbine or whatever.
But the elements of that movie, this is
it's a good movie.
There's
and
comedy. It's actually much more lighthearted than you'd expect from this. It has comedic beats, which what I don't get. Now, Michael Keaton has not done comedy in a very long time, but and Sam Jackson can do comedy, but why not throw in a few comedic beats in this movie?
Yeah, there was really there's a little bit. There's 2 or 3 one-liners, and that's kind of really it.
Exactly, right?
And nothing really else to levy that.
No, do you want to kill me or do you want to fuck me?
That was one. I think that was one of the few lines.
That's the best line in the movie. It's the best line in the movie.
You literally ask me that every day, and it's starting to get disturbing.
I do, and I ask you that in front of Marissa.
You make sure she can hear you.
Actually, the other one was the one that got me was when they're like in the restaurants having that like weird date, and like they're pointing the gun at each other and just said, "You point that gun at my pussy and then invite me to bed."
Yeah,
like that's like okay.
Yeah, it was something with that.
As far as like assassin genre, it's just
I've literally written a better scene than that in my like college directing script writing class.
I don't know.
That scene was just again, it's just that scene should have been so much better. She should have been able to play a game of tennis with him, and it wasn't that. So there was no real relay in that scene. It was not a good back and forth.
Yeah. So I recently watched an entire show based off an assassin. The concept is bonkers for you two to understand. I'll say that.
What's the show?
The title's gonna be long, so I'm gonna try to say it as slow as I can.
Go for it.
The name of the show is called "The World's Finest Assassin Gets Reincarnated in Another World as an Aristocrat."
Do you think they try to streamline that title?
Okay, so there's a story behind. There's a reason for titles like this.
It's a whole novel for a title of a show.
Okay, so
that's actually the synopsis.
So that's funny you say that. So a little tangent. A lot of shows are doing that because people don't read the backs of books to read the synapse anymore. So they just
because people don't know how to read anymore.
So they just the title of shows I watch are usually just the synapse, and they're just like long ass titles. But anyways, going off that tangent, so I recently watched that assassin show where just like an assassin just gets reborn and has to murder like the hero of that world. So he's like the villain, and then for being a 12 episode show,
right?
It can be cut down to a film, and what as you guys were talking, this film is like a really reasonable rated R film, and it has the liberty to use all this gore and action. That the show I watched is like PG-14.
Okay.
But it has so many dark tones to it that like there are so many liberties that like assassin style shows can do and just take it. Just there was just no assassination too. It was just all these run and gun. There was like no sneaking. Like,
was this actually a rated R movie though?
Yeah.
Really?
Did you not? Yeah.
The Protégé?
What gave it the R rating?
Her mom's head getting chopped off.
That's what gave it the R rating.
That and a couple like
F-bombs. They said the F-bombs a few times.
We've seen worse happen in a Steven Spielberg movie.
Contractually, Samuel L. Jackson had to have 5 motherfuckers in every one of his films.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So that's why.
Okay. Unless it's a kids movie.
Exactly.
Then
that's
it's 8.
Then it's 8.
Actually, no. It depends on what. If it's like, for really little kids, Sam Jackson actually bumps it to like 15 instead of just 8. He's like, no,
it's just the child too. It's like at the main kid of the movie.
It's him just swearing at a child for like 20 minutes straight.
I want them to make Problem Child 3 with him.
That movie will get an NC-17 rating just on foul language.
That's it.
I mean, yeah, like we have seen more brutal things happen in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it just there's
than this movie. Like,
yeah, that's a sexy movie.
This movie is really just watered down.
It's a pretty it's a pretty simplified film and very convoluted like plot. It's just there to be there. I think the first act did a decent job to introduce us to what's happening, but it kind of then goes off the rails during the towards the second part of the second half and then the third act. And I just at that point I was like, I just want to see action. I'm lost. I don't know what was happening. I didn't know any of the plot. Why was the guy getting murdered? I don't know. Just murder him, please. I just wanted.
I think you know what would have made it a little more enjoyable is if there was a bit more like cat and mouse. If they made it like, for example, if there was no sexual tension, or if that just wasn't part of it with like Michael Keaton and Maggie Q, and it literally was him trying to kill her the entire time.
Oh, dude, the sexual tension between the two of them was like a sack of wet laundry.
I didn't mind it.
It wasn't.
I didn't mind it. I think that was the best tension.
I didn't mind it, but we needed to see boob.
We saw it in the beginning.
Yeah, there was tension, but it wasn't good.
It wasn't good, but
like I said, it was like a sack of wet laundry. It was.
But what I mean is, if you just did away with that period, like for example, if you got a guy like, I'm just gonna throw a name out, like Mads Mikkelsen, right? Like, who the guy plays an evil character, like that's what he looks like, and it's unfortunate because he's such a great actor and all that. But if they got someone like that, where he was just a cold, menacing killer the entire time, didn't play off of her in any way, and it was that would have added a level of suspense.
You're expecting more of like a Hans Lambda type of villain.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like if you just had one, like, well, not really him, because Hans Lambda is like, that's a whole other level. He's got he is essentially that type of character in this world. I'm thinking like a Common in John Wick 2.
Okay.
Right? Where Common respects John, but there's no chance they're gonna be friends. He wants to kill John the entire time. There's no like diluting that. And I feel like if you had a character like that, where he like Michael Keaton can respect Maggie Q, but he's like, no, you're dead. I'm gonna kill you.
Oh, I would have liked that.
Where I always felt
instead of it being like a sexual tension thing, just have it be more like a mutual respect, but I will kill you.
Yeah, because
that would have been more interesting. Because
he could have killed her so many times. He even says it. I could put 2 bullets in the back of your head, like right now. But he doesn't. So it's like you never felt any stakes. Like when we bring that back, you never felt that against Keaton, because there was a chance that like, oh, maybe they'll end up together. Maybe he's not going to hurt her anyway because he's into her. So it's like they either should have leaned more into that or leaned far away.
This movie tries to do both, and it definitely doesn't work. With that, friends, we have now come to the time in the episodes where we rate these movies out of 5 ginger snaps. Now, Jesus, since you are the Gingerflix all-star here, how many ginger snaps do you give the Protégé?
I would give the Protégé.
We only go out of 5, just remember.
I know.
Yeah, don't pull a Tash and just start throwing numbers out of the air, because she does that every time.
I give it an 84.
That's a Tash answer.
You know what? I'm gonna give Protégé 3 ginger snaps.
Wow. 3.
Oh, wow.
It's an average film.
Average. Alrighty. 3. Any specific reasoning on it? On that rating?
Because to simply put, like when I was watching it, I had fun. Will I remember it? Probably not. Will I recommend it? Probably not. But it was a fun to watch. And like, okay, fun, done.
Alrighty. Josh, what are you giving this one?
You know what? I'm gonna go with Jesus on this one, because that's how I felt. Like now that I'm dissecting it, there are things that I really, that could have been a lot better. But I'm gonna go with the 3, because overall I actually did enjoy the movie. And hey, if it's actually just because of Michael Keaton's performance, maybe just that one scene of him beating up those guys, sure. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the 3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Keaton and Sam Jackson could not save this thing for me. They couldn't, and God knows they try. I'm going 1.5. I did not enjoy this. It was
wow.
It was boring to me. I was so uninterested after about 20 minutes. I'm like, I had to power through. Like, I made myself 2 cups of tea to sit through this damn thing. I don't even like tea.
Okay.
I think this is how Joey felt through this film.
Are you out of your mind? Thank you. Finally, somebody gets it. Like, I was just like, okay, why? Like, what really got me, again, and I said it earlier, when that old dude just gets shot for the sake of getting killed. I'm like, why? Why is he being killed right now? Who is this guy? Why did they just waste like 10 minutes of my life talking to this guy if they were just going to kill him?
It was literally maybe 1 minute.
I think it felt like 8 years.
I think the best way I can put it would be...
Not a single fuck was given this day.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly. Jesus.
Sure. Jesus with the soundboard.
Jesus comes through. You are a savior in many ways, sir.
You are welcome.
And with that, we've come to the end of the show. Jesus, I want to thank you again for coming on. It's always a pleasure to have you. Is there anything you wanted to plug?
Yeah, if you guys want to hear more reviews of the like, I also review stuff on Reaction Cast, everything from TV shows, movies, and animes. I recently I'm guessing this is coming out a little bit soon. I recently started the 22 block of my stuff, and I'm about to come out with my top 5 movies of 2021. That's going to be coming up by the end of this month. Yeah, this is going to come up by then. And if you want to hear the craziest stories of around the world, come by the Convoluted Podcast, where me and my co talk so much anti-Canadian.
That's
full.
You better watch yourself.
Wow.
Hey, you gotta speak up.
There's
to
a
my
reason
co-host.
why we're not letting you folks up here, eh?
Oh, that's true.
It's not
Trust me,
COVID. We're just tired of your crap.
I see now. I see. But yeah, if you guys want to try to hook up with me, you can catch me on all my socials on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at Tyrant Dominus. I'll send the boys the link. Easiest way to find me. But yeah, that's how you can hook me up.
Yes. Josh, where can they find us?
Yeah, look out for us on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at Gingerflix Pod. Gingerflix Pod, one word, X. Or Gingerflix with that X, because X marks the ginge. Oh, I botched that.
You botched that hard. I don't know.
My brain was like, here are words, put them together how you want.
You've botched the last few, I've noticed.
I think so.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a talk, sir.
I believe that's The Price is Right.
Yes.
Bob Barker would be rolling in his urn if he was dead.
Isn't he?
No.
I think he is.
No.
Oh. Way to go, Josh. You've taken the sales out of this show by bringing
Bob
up
Barker's
the passing
not dead.
of Bob Barker.
It's just gonna be our banter if we fade away.
No. Hold on. Bob Barker is still alive.
Why? Why would you just wish?
No,
that
he's
upon
still
Bob
alive,
Barker?
and
we just lost Betty White. Don't. Just don't. Okay.
No, he is 98 years old and he's still alive.
Shut your mouth, sir. We just lost Betty White. I don't think I could handle another one. Okay.
Don't worry, nothing is gonna happen to Bob Barker.
How dare you? You just signed his death warrant, you bastard.
No, he's still gonna live for a long time.
You're done.
I'm gonna walk out of this conversation.
All right. Thank you for listening. Jesus, thanks again for being on the show. Always a pleasure to have you. For Gingerflix, I'm Joey.
And I'm Josh.
And we'll catch you guys again soon. Bye.